We all know that South Africa has a water problem. You hear it all the time, right? Droughts, conservation, saving every drop. But what if I told you there's a much bigger, kind of invisible crisis happening literally right under our feet? It's a mystery, and it's costing the country billions.
Just think about that for a second. We go to all the trouble of treating water, making it clean and safe, ready to come out of our taps, and then somehow a huge chunk of it just disappears. It vanishes before anyone ever gets a bill for it. So the big question is, where is it all going?
And no, it's not just evaporating into thin air. This water is physically lost from pipes, from reservoirs, or it's lost in broken billing systems. It's like we have this giant national bucket filled with water and it's riddled with holes. This massive leak actually has a name.
All right, so let's get into it. The official term for all this vanishing water is non-revenue water, or NRW for short. And you know, getting a handle on this one concept is really the key to understanding this entire crisis.
So what is it exactly? Well, the International Water Association defines it pretty simply. NRW is just the difference between how much water a city pumps into its pipes and how much water it actually gets paid for by consumers. Basically, it's water that costs a fortune to produce but generates absolutely zero income.
This chart here really paints the picture. You can see where all the water is supposed to go. Sure, a big slice is billed water, which is great. And that tiny little sliver, that's for things like firefighting, water that's used but not billed on purpose. But then, look at those two other huge chunks, real losses and apparent losses. That right there is the non-revenue water we're talking about.
Okay, so let's break those two down. Real losses are exactly what you'd think they are. Physical leaks. Water literally pouring out of old pipes, busted joints, and leaky reservoirs straight into the ground. It's just gone. But apparent losses, that's a whole different beast. Here, the water is actually being used by someone, but because of things like illegal connections, broken water meters, or just plain old billing mistakes, the city never, ever sees a cent for it.
And this is why it's a full-blown crisis. You see, it's not just about wasting water. When a city can't collect money for the water it provides, it can't afford to fix the old pipes or upgraded systems. And what does that lead to? You guessed it, more leaks, which means even less revenue. It's this vicious downward spiral that puts the water security of the entire nation at risk.
So the big question is, how do we stop this spiral? How do we fight back? Well, the good news is this isn't some unsolvable mystery. There's actually a globally recognized battle plan for tackling this exact problem.
The absolute gold standard for dealing with water loss comes from the International Water Association, the IWA. And South Africa has officially adopted their method. This is a huge deal because it means moving away from just guessing and hoping for the best and moving towards a really systematic, data-driven strategy.
In the IOA process, it's just beautifully logical. Step 1, assess. You have to figure out exactly how much water you're losing and where it's going. Step 2, measure. You set up clear goals or key performance indicators so you can actually track if what you're doing is working. And finally, step 3, strategize. You take all that data and use it to plan the smartest, most cost-effective fixes.
Okay, so this is where the theory gets real. This is where the rubber meets the road. Let's look at the actual tools and tactics that are used to fight both the physical leaks and those commercial losses we talked about.
So for stopping those real physical leaks, engineers have some pretty clever tricks up their sleeves. Pressure management is a huge one. It's as simple as using valves to lower the water pressure in the pipes late at night when most people are asleep. Less pressure equals fewer leaks. They also use special tech to hunt for leaks before they become massive pipe bursts. And they break the city's network into smaller, separately metered zones so they can quickly figure out which neighborhoods have the biggest problems.
Now, fighting the apparent or commercial losses, that's less about plumbing and way more about paperwork and good management. It's about having a real plan to repair or replace thousands of old, inaccurate water meters. It's about cracking down on water theft and illegal connections. And maybe most importantly, it's about cleaning up the data, making sure every single customer is actually in the billing system and that their information is up to date.
But here's the thing. You can have the best engineers and the fanciest leak detection technology in the world and still fail. Why? Because the problem, so often, isn't actually in the pipes. It's in the planning. It's in the way we govern. This is probably the most critical point of all. The biggest leaks in the system aren't always underground. They're in spreadsheets with bad data, they're in city departments that don't talk to each other, and they're in a lack of real commitment from the top. You see, without that strong governance, without everyone buying in,
Any technical fix is really just a temporary band-aid.
So the real lasting solution? It's about making water management a core part of the city's main strategy. It means getting engineers, finance people, and city planners all in the same room working together. It absolutely requires the mayor and senior managers to be champions of this from day one. And it means using smart planning tools to test out which policies are actually going to work before you spend millions of rand trying to implement them.
So after all that, where does this leave South Africa? Well, the path to fixing this crisis is actually pretty clear. It's not easy, but it is clear. It just requires focus and a whole lot of commitment.
When you boil it all down, the recommendations are pretty straightforward. First, you've got to get your data right. You simply cannot manage what you don't measure accurately. It's the foundation for everything else. Second, when you're deciding where to spend money, you can't just think about the engineering. You have to consider the social and economic sides of the story too. And third, and this is the big one, you have to build up the skills and the commitment inside the government to make saving water a permanent part of how things are done.
So, in the end, it all comes down to this. Securing South Africa's water future isn't just about big, expensive projects like building new dams. It's about stopping this massive, silent bleeding of precious water that's already in our system. The real challenge is facing up to a crisis we can't easily see. And the question we all have to ask is, do we have the will to fix the leaks that are hidden in plain sight?